Hello everyone, welcome to the Financial Information channel. My name is Marvin. In this video I am going to talk about Tesla, and if you are new to the channel, I do videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. So if you're interested, you can click on the subscribe and the notification bell. Now let's begin with the video. And the first news that happened during the week about Tesla, and Tesla is investigating that one of its cars had any fault in the accident. And the agency in California is investigating whether Tesla semi-autonomous autopilot had anything to do with the crash, and is investigating a fire that happened in the car battery system. So that actually was one of the news that happened during the week for Tesla. The other one after that news happened is that Nvidia starts to suspend some of the self-driving tests for Uber and Tesla. And this type of news moved the Tesla stock a little bit more than expected. Now this type of news is going to affect a lot of companies, including Nvidia, Tesla, Uber, and Google. So that was the second news that happened to Tesla. The other news is that the credit was downgraded for Tesla, and the credit rating drop actually affected the stock a little bit more. It was downgraded from a B2 to a B3, and the credit report states that Tesla is going to have a lot of problems with the Model 3 production. And they explain that the Model 3 production is going to reduce the revenue for the next fiscal year. And that was the third news that happened to Tesla. The next news is what an analyst expect the company to go bankrupt within the next 3 to 6 months. And the analyst basically just states what I just mentioned, that the credit rating is going to affect the revenue and they're going to have trouble paying the debt. And anytime you have an analyst goes negative on a company, that's going to affect the stock price. So that's another reason why the stock price started to move down. Now the last news for the week was about Tesla as well. And Tesla is going to recall about 123,000 Model S cars over potential power steering failure. And that happened at the end of the day. And that is going to affect the revenue probably for the next few quarters. And those were the 5 news that happened to Tesla during the week. Now let's take a look how the stock price was at the beginning of the week. It was around 311, and during the week the company was negative around 14.50%. So Tesla had one of its worst weeks in 2018, but now let's take a look at the positive return since the company became an IPO in 2018. And now you can see the share price was around $19.20, and the positive return since the company became public has been over 1,000. Well, that's impressive, and that is impressive when you consider this company doesn't have a really good fundamentals. Now let's take a look at the fundamentals. And the revenue. The revenue during the last 3 years has increased. In 2015 was around 4 billions, 2016 about 7 billions, and in 2017 about 11.7 billions. So the revenue has increased a lot during the last 3 years. I think the company will probably make about 15 or 16 billions in 2018. Now let's take a look at the net income, thus after paying taxes. Now this is where the problem begins. Look at the net income. In 2015 was negative around 888 millions. In 2016 was a little bit less. It was a negative income of 674 millions. However, in 2017 that number increased to around 1.9 billions. And that net income is basically the cash flow. That is really bad in my opinion. Now let's take a look at the balance sheet. And as you can see in the balance sheet, they had around 1.2 billion in cash in 2015, and the cash during the last 2 years have been almost the same. In 2016 about 3.4 billion, and in 2017 about 3.5 billion. So the cash is okay, but now let's take a look at the debt in the balance sheet. And as you can see, in terms of the debt, it has a long-term debt of around 9 billion in 2017, and that is one of the main issues that a lot of investors have with Tesla. The company is losing money, and at the same time the cash flow has been negative during the last few years. Now let's take a look how the company has been shorted during the last few quarters. And when you look at the short percentage, it's almost 29. At this moment it's 28.74, and the percentage that is held by the institution is about 61.60%. And that percentage number that is held by the institution is about average. I actually like to see companies that have that percentage about from 80 to around 100. And that brings a lot of security since the institutions are the ones that move the stock market. But now let's take a look one of the news that I didn't like in 2016 about Tesla. And that happened in 2016 when Tesla acquired Solar City. I believe that company wasn't that good and Tesla overpaid. In addition, there's going to be a lawsuit since a lot of investors didn't like that acquisition. Now, let's take a look at the stock chart for Tesla. And we're looking at this moment is the Tesla stock chart that is set to daily. And as you can see, the company has its RSI under 30, which is oversold at this moment. And this is the daily stock chart. This happened because all the news that happened during the week. And it actually broke a support level around the 300. And right now the price is about $266. And look at that volume during 2018. For the most part in 2018, the company has been mostly negative. Even though the share price has been volatile during the first 3 months. And look at that volume, over 7.5 million shares. Most of the bigger runs have been on the negative side. Right here, look at this volume. And when you compare to the positive, it has been mostly steady. Only one, and that was on Friday when the company moved up a really good amount. Now this is the daily stock chart. Now let's take a look at the weekly, which I think is gonna give us a better picture. So in the weekly chart, we can see that the stock price is breaking down. Look at that RSI. Looks like it's heading to the 30 RSI price. And it has only hit the RSI around the 30. And that happened in 2016 during January. And when you look at the support, it has a support around the 253. That is a key number. If the price breaks the 253, then we can have a massive pullback. And if it breaks that support, we can see a support around the 235, around that range. And if you're investing in Tesla, you want the share price to be around the 290 to around 310 and create some support around this area. And Tesla will probably report earnings in May, so it's still a long way to go before the company has any catalyst for the stock price to move up. And the most important thing is pay attention to that price of $253, because if it breaks, then we can see a lot of pullback for the company. But what do I think about Tesla? I think Tesla has a lot of unique products, even though it's not a good investment for me. But in my case, I wouldn't invest in Tesla since I think the auto is a little bit too cyclical for me. And that is gonna be everything for this video. You can give the video a like if you find it helpful, or a dislike if you didn't like it. In addition, I do videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online, so you can subscribe if you're interested. And as always, I want to thank you once again for watching the video. Have a good Friday and have a good weekend. Take care, my friends.